Okay, we're going to look at Calculus Part 7, where functions and their first and second derivatives. We're going to look at graphs of them, being able to interpret them, and figure out what's going on. Just to go over the first part, we know that when we say a graph of f of x is increasing, then the derivative f prime of x is positive. It's greater than 0. That means the gradient is positive. So, the slope is going uphill. When the graph of f of x is decreasing, that means the gradient's negative. F prime of x is less than 0. It'll be less than 0. But when the graph of f of x is stationary, that means you got a turning point, then the derivative must equal 0 right there. Now, what they do, and what Mr. Autry's done in this example, is he's put two graphs together. He's got a cubic graph right here, that blue one. There it is, a cubic graph. And then its derivative. If you take the derivative of a cubic, you're going to get x squared, which makes a parabola. Okay, so let's take a look at this. If we kind of travel along, let's first look at the cubic graph here. In between, to the left of this point here, the gradient is positive. So it starts off being positive. Then you have 0 here, turning point, the gradient is 0. Now this gradient is negative all the way from A to point B here. That's a negative gradient, so it's decreasing. And then it's a positive gradient again after that, 0 at the turning points. Well, if we look at the graph of the derivative, it just makes sense, because where f prime of x is positive, the gradient is positive. It's increasing, so that fits. And when the derivative equals 0, that's a turning point. That's the derivative is 0. And where the derivative is negative, in between these 2 points, x-intercepts on the derivative function, between A and B, that's right. That's where the gradient is negative. Then it hits 0 again. That makes sense. The derivative is 0. So it's the turning point right where the gradient is 0. And now the gradient is positive, and f prime of x is getting positive again. So what you need to do is go and take a look at these notes. Read Mr. Autry's notes on the side here and on the bottom, and see if you can make sense of the story I just told and the story that's in these notes. And but it's a little bit tricky sometimes. You really have to think. So that's enough of an idea for one part. So let's just stop there.